Okay, let's jump right in. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack something really fascinating. It's one of the most universal, deeply rooted fantasies in human history, the dream of becoming completely, perfectly whole. Think about it for a second. Deep down, we all kind of have this quiet assumption running in the background of our minds, right? The idea that one day we'll finally find that one missing piece and boom, we'll be complete. But as we're going to explore today, we've actually reached a totally unprecedented and maybe slightly terrifying point in history. Because for the first time ever, we haven't just dreamed of being complete. We've literally built a machine to achieve it. So our modern world essentially operates under this one core assumption, that achieving total satisfaction is the ultimate goal of human existence. We want to eliminate every friction, every gap, every single moment of wanting something we don't have. Basically, we view our own incompleteness as a bug in our system that desperately needs a patch. And our modern technological pursuits, well, they're entirely dedicated to writing the code for that patch. But what if we had this entirely backwards? What if fixing the bug actually crashes the whole human system? I mean, just look at what we chase: a partner, money, recognition, knowledge, power, success. It is exhausting. We are constantly chasing these targets. We buy things because we lack something. We love because we lack something. We study, we travel, we strive, literally all because we feel a lack. And what happens when we finally get that big promotion or when we finally make that money? Almost instantly, a brand new lack appears. It's a never-ending pursuit. And honestly, that brings us to one of the most profound paradoxes of human existence. There is this incredible reversal of logic that totally disarms how we usually think about this. It goes, we do not desire because we lack something. We lack something because we are beings that desire. It completely flips the script. Our feeling of incompleteness isn't some tragic design flaw. It is the actual intentional design of humanity itself. We aren't a complete thing that accidentally got some holes punched in it. The holes are exactly what make us who we are. Psychoanalysts and philosophers like Jacques Lacan and Alenka Zupančič frame this concept as the lack. And they argue that this lack is not a defect, it's the very thing that makes a human subject possible in the first place. Think of a gorgeous painting. A shadow isn't a defect on the canvas, right? Without the shadow, there's no depth, there's no image at all. In the exact same way, our emptiness isn't just destructive, it's highly generative. Our desire, our ability to think, our very identities are born directly from this void. I am who I am precisely because of what I am not. Section 1. Capitalism and Desire. Let's look at how this builds historically. Because if we are creatures fundamentally built out of lack, then the systems we live under are obviously going to interact with that. And no system has understood this better than capitalism. Now, capitalism didn't invent human desire. It did something way more sophisticated. It learned how to expertly administer it. Advertising doesn't just yell at you to buy an item. It whispers, hey, there's something you lack. It tells you that you lack youth, or status, adventure, or comfort, and then, super conveniently, it presents the exact object that will supposedly close that gap. But here is the absolute genius of the market. It actively prevents the gap from ever truly closing. Because if the gap actually closed, if you were finally completely satisfied, you'd stop consuming. The market literally needs you to remain perpetually slightly broken so it can just keep selling you the cure. Section 2. Algorithms that predict your desire. So we are entering a totally new era. While capitalism profits from maintaining our lack, the age of artificial intelligence is attempting something radically different and honestly far more disruptive. It's trying to anticipate and completely eliminate our lack before we even consciously feel it. You can see the escalation right here. Step 1, I don't know something, the machine answers. Step 2, I don't know how to write or code, so the machine does it for me. And we're thrilled by this, right? It's amazing. But look at step 3. I don't know what I want, so the machine predicts it. Every single time a distance appears between what we want and what we can do, a machine steps in to shrink it. We are systematically erasing the friction of existence. I really want you to sit with this question for a second. What actually happens to a human being when they no longer need to go through the experience of not knowing? What happens when we never have to traverse the messy struggle of not having, not understanding, or not being able to do something? If our entire identity and depth as humans comes from our shadows, what happens when a machine shines a blinding, perfect light into every single corner of our lives? This shift is massive. Traditionally, the structure looked like this. I feel a lack. Therefore, I desire something.
Therefore, I search for it. The origin point is inside you. But now, look at the new algorithmic era, driven by platforms like Netflix, Spotify, and Amazon. The algorithm makes a prediction, feeds you a stimulus, which generates a desire, leading to consumption. The origin point of the desire has completely moved. It no longer starts in you. It starts in the machine.
Which naturally leads us to a really uncomfortable question. Can a desire still be completely yours if someone else or something else can entirely predict it? If AI analyzes your habits, your pauses, your scrolling, and your clicks to build a perfect digital mirror of you, and then uses that to manufacture your wants, are you still desiring or are you just reacting? If the machine fills the void before you even feel the emptiness, our very capacity to desire is fundamentally altered. Section 3. The Paradox of Satisfaction. Okay, before we go any further, we need some crucial nuance here. We have to be very careful not to romanticize suffering or create some weird religion of lack where we pretend pain is automatically virtuous. Poverty is not a virtue. Pain is not profound by default. Eliminating hunger, disease, and ignorance is the greatest triumph of human history. No one is seriously arguing we should go back to suffering just to build character. We don't want to conserve painful lack. We just want our lack to not be unbearable while still maintaining our essence as desiring beings. We want comfort for sure, but not a life completely devoid of challenges. This builds to a pretty startling realization. If we compare the incomplete human being to a hypothetically complete being, the contrast is stark. The incomplete human is characterized by movement, by questioning, searching, and creating history. But if we actually achieved a state where everything fit perfectly, where we lacked absolutely nothing, we wouldn't need anyone. We wouldn't love. We wouldn't be interested in the world. We'd stop being moving, breathing humans. A completely satisfied, fully complete entity is a statue, a machine, or a corpse. Life literally requires the void. Section 4. The future of our meaning. So, what does this all mean for our future? The real existential issue isn't some sci-fi movie trope of AI waking up and destroying humanity. The much more pressing question is, what kind of humans do we want to be when AI can do almost everything for us? Because here is the ultimate limitation of our technology. A machine can remove obstacles, it can reduce suffering, it can provide infinite means, but it absolutely cannot answer what is worth desiring. It can't decide which ends are actually worth pursuing. And that leaves us with the ultimate unsolvable lack, the lack of meaning. And meaning isn't a math problem you can just compute. But the crazy thing is, we're increasingly handing over that agency anyway. We are already living the beginning of this sequence. A human asks what to read, the machine answers. It gives you the perfect recommendation, perfectly optimized for your exact attention span. You ask what to listen to on your commute, the machine answers. You ask what to buy for your home, for your health, for your happiness, the machine answers. The algorithm flawlessly smooths out all the friction of your daily choices. Until we arrive at the terrifying, logical conclusion of this whole trajectory, a human asks what to desire, and the machine answers. It tells you what to want, how to think, and what your goals should be, all based on billions of data points of what people like you have successfully desired in the past. And this leaves us with a final, lingering thought to take away from this explainer. If a machine can successfully tell us what we want before we even know we want it, are we still actually desiring? The true danger we face isn't that machines will one day become human. It's something much stranger. It's the possibility that humans will voluntarily become perfectly satisfied machines. So I leave you with this. When every gap is filled, when every friction is erased, and the algorithm knows your wants before they even surface, what will be left of us when we no longer have anything to desire?